Hey everybody, how you doing? Merry Christmas Eve to all of you out there. Watch me wherever you're at around this fine world today. If it's Christmas Eve where you're at, if it's Christmas Day, well, Merry Christmas to you. As well, yeah. Hope your Christmas is going good and being safe out there, and you're enjoying it. If you celebrate Christmas, I don't know if how any of you celebrate your Christmas, but if you do, Merry Christmas to you, or Happy Hanukkah and stuff. How's your weather where you're at on this Christmas or Christmas Eve? Well, our weather here in Michigan today, people, it's on a cloudy side here. Not too bad out. Being, here it is December. Usually by around now we get snow, but it kind of has melted away, giving us a little break for our travelers to enjoy. That's for sure. And, traveling's kind of hard to do when it's snowing out. But yeah, I'll be here traveling out there on the roads and not being safe from all those crazy drivers out there. That is for sure. But today I'm going to be doing reading a story from a book here. Yeah, I'm going to read a story from a book here. My God. It's called The Gift of Christmases. I found this book at our local library, Willard Library. And this story is called A Christmas Accident. Well, I hope all of you will enjoy it. But first off, before I get into it, there's one thing I like to do sometimes. Alright, here we go. A Christmas Accident. Now, here's the part one hate. Part I hate. I-95 and the trucks were my mother's words to demand our destiny. That fateful day in December 1989 was it fate that brought us face to face with careening, brakeless 18-wheeler. Our lives changed on December 21st. Old man Death had his eyes on us, but God had other plans, for there was no accidents with him. Mother and I, our now T's no, were on our way home from Florida to South Carolina. 79 miles separated us from home. A brief 80 minutes and we'd be pulling into our driveway after a long journey. The day before our trip, we handpicked a bushel of ripe tomatoes from a local Florida field. I remember giving several of them to an older man parked next to our car at the hotel where we stayed the previous night. When we got to Columbus, Georgia, I related to my mother how I wanted to stop at an outlet store and buy some undergarments. Besides, Noel had to take a little walk before the final leg of our trip. We were eager to get home. This knowledge caused me to scurry through the store, and in the back of my mind, I thought I really noticed to buy some slips, but due to our desire to get back on the road, I decided not to. Snugly tucked into our seatbelts, we headed towards the nearby interstate. Moments later, my mother screamed, "Oh, Marilyn, there's a truck." The split second before impact afforded me the defense as I saw the massive truck grill literally inches from my face, separate only by a thin piece of glass. Upon impact, confusion, a spinning scene, a brief vision of glass, and glass flew everywhere inside our car. A momentary burst of white dust, airbags exploded, then a wire fence came to me in the field where we landed. Something wet and warm oozed over my face. Blood. My right eye closed quickly as I felt instant scratchiness. I closed my left eye to immobilized it. In my blindness, I got my way over the console and heard myself say, "We've got to get out of here in case the car explodes." I pushed my 79-year-old mother out of her car door as fast as I could. The whole scenario lasted only minutes, and I felt no pain as the alternator light kicked on, only a sincere desire to escape and be safe. The next moment seemed surreal. Help had come from everywhere. It seems like only minutes from the time we were laid on the ground until we were safely strapped into stretchers and headed for the hospital. We found we later found out this took about an hour and a half in real time. I was real concerned about Noel and the fact we he had diabetic was diabetic. We told everyone to look for our dog and about his health needs. Once inside the ambulance, my head secured, held by a neck brace, I began to quiet myself as much as possible. The EMTs asked me many questions. Since I wasn't talkative, they told me they were just making sure I was still with them. I responded by saying, I'm trying to calm myself by praying. At the hospital, Mother and I finally released from Trigger in the private room. Most of our injuries were due to our seat belts and airbags. Mother had 6 bruised ribs, and I had a hairline fracture in my lower jaw. I was pretty sore and bruised all over from all the flying glass. My face had about 75 teeny cuts, which healed and left only a few small scars. Fortunately, my eyes didn't get cut at all, and the glass was flushed from them completely. The first 3 days afterwards, both of us stayed in bed and slept. Complete exhaustion filled every cell of my body. Nurses and doctors came and went. Food trays were brought and left. And all the while, the most wonderful Christmas shows on TV played in the background. As I dozed, I heard the strains of Mormon tablet choir as they sang their medic carols. I heard the lines, Dear George, remember, no man is a failure who has friends. Thanks for the wings. Love, Clarence, and the returns of countless past Christmases converts pervaded our room. One dear nurse brought her children to visit us and a small Christmas tree. Since we had no ornaments, we used wrapped peppermint candies someone gave us, secured with bobby pins from my mother's hair. When the 4th day arrived, even though very stiff and sore, I attempted to care for my mother when the nurses weren't in the room. My spirit was bright. Mother kept telling me I couldn't be so happy, but I was. Inside, I was elated. Our lives had been spared, even though our car and its contents, including a bushel of tomatoes, were totaled. And our dog was in the clinic in serious condition. My heart was painful. I knew our guardian angels had been working overtime. I healed quickly and wanted to walk the halls for exercise. Christmas Eve, as I walked, I approached a woman's room, and she mentioned for me to step inside. Elderly and lonely, I discovered that she checked herself into the hospital every Christmas week so as not to be alone. Her room was decorated with all sorts of homey furniture and knickknacks. We sat and talked for a while. For quite a while that evening. On this day charge, I hired a taxi and checked on Noel at the vet's office. I was sad when I saw him because he didn't know me, and I could tell he barely clung to life. With paralyzed legs and glazed over eyes, I could not be good conscience have allowed him to live another day. It was a difficult phone call to my mother, and we both openly cried at the decision that had to be made. I often thought if I had taken the time to look for the slips, our destiny might have been different. However, we both told later if the unharmed trucker hadn't hit us, the impact of the accident would have probably killed him. And for that, I'm thankful. I was also told by police officers our car changed the truck's direction from smashing into a gas station and its pumps. He told me that if this had happened, the gas would have caused a major fire for maybe a block. I could honestly say Christmas 1998 was very special to me. We were given the best gift of all our lives. Well, God must have been looking out for these people, I tell you that much. Very good. Wasn't that a cute story, people? I enjoyed the story. How about you? Did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comment box if you enjoyed the story. Well, everybody, I hope all of you enjoyed this video here with me. Oh, somebody wanted me to do a story time about my favorite wrestlers I used to like. Well, I grew up watching Hulk Hogan and Rowdy Piper and all those great wrestlers back then, and used to watch roller derby. Yeah, roller derby. And what else did I used to watch? I used to watch a lot of things. I remember the cartoon of the wrestlers. Any of you remember those? I sure do. I remember those. I miss those times with the cartoons. But yeah, somebody wanted me to talk about wrestling, so. And I enjoyed John Cena. He was a good wrestler. You know, they had him do some cool parts and everything. Yeah. Sad he retired from wrestling, but hey, you know, when you gotta go, you gotta go. But hey, everybody, I hope all of you enjoyed this video. And if you did, go thumbs up on it. hit that thumbs up button. Can you do that? When you do that, it will bring people here to my channel. Also, if you're new and you came here, hey, hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. Hey, also do me a favor, hit that notification bell. Whenever I upload, you will be notified. But until my next video, y'all take it easy. Have a good one. And Merry Christmas to everybody out there.